Welcome everyone in HueFin News. Today is January the 18th, 2018. This is our daily cryptocurrency market analysis where we are eliminating the confusion that so many other individuals place on their charts just to figure out where a particular financial security is headed. We are the only ones who are able to give you guys analysis without placing indicators on our charts. We are eliminating the confusion for you all to show you where price is likely to go. And one of the things that so many people do not understand or realize is the fact that everything that is already on a price chart, i.e. the price bars and the volume, is all you need to know to determine where price is likely to go. So with all that being said, please recognize that the market for today has kind of relinquished from the selling that has occurred from 2 days ago. So the market is just still trading sideways for a lot of these altcoins. I do know that Ripple moved higher from what its support resistance line was from yesterday, which is a pretty good thing to see. But we'll talk about that particular cryptocurrency once we get there. But overall, the market just completely traded sideways. Today was just a continuation of what occurred yesterday, meaning that the buyers came into the market and now they are trying to support the market, and we're not out the woods yet. So please don't think that we're giving a green light to go ahead and start buying these cryptos. We still have a couple of more hurdles to cross before the cryptocurrency market will again resume to higher prices. Okay. Now, we are not investment advisors and we are not giving you investment advice, but we are giving you the news according to the charts. So looking at this website, you guys can tell that the market cap is coming up again, almost back up to $600 billion, 593. Bitcoin dominance is still hovering around 34%. So all is well there. Looking at Bitcoin, we see a lot of green today on this website. Bitcoin is up 7%, Ethereum up 9%, Ripple is up 36%. Bitcoin Cash 10%, Cardano 13%, NAM is up 17%, Stellar 20%, IOTA 7.43, Dash 11.76, Monero is up almost 11% as well. So we have a sea of green going on today in the cryptocurrency space, but we are not completed with today's trading. So keep that in mind as well, as our analysis can possibly change for what is currently happening on these daily price bars. So right now, Bitcoin is up 1.55%. Last trade was $11,404. So even on this daily price chart, we are seeing Bitcoin closing currently above the previous close from yesterday, which is a good sign. But we still have sellers in the market. We told you yesterday that $12,000 was going to act as resistance, and the market is still honoring $12,000 as resistance. You need to pay attention to that. Looking at the 3-hour bars, again, $12,000 is acting as resistance for Bitcoin, albeit we are seeing the market trying to sustain price around $11,000. So that is the support area in order for Bitcoin to continue to move higher. So as long as it doesn't break $11,000, then Bitcoin is still on track to move higher. But since the market currently is trading sideways, then our analysis for Bitcoin is for us to stand by. We're not going to give you whether Bitcoin is going to move higher or whether it's going to be lower, albeit the market is still giving us slight inclination that it wants to move higher, but it has to break $12,000 in order for them to continue to move higher in price. We need to see a precursor to strength bar around $12,000 in order for Bitcoin to move higher. And right now on the 3-hour bars, we are not seeing that. Quickly move to a 1-hour bar, see what we have. So every time Bitcoin comes up around $11,849, the market gets hit with stockpile. Currently, the market is not falling from the receipt of the stockpile, so that is a good thing to note for Bitcoin to continue to move higher. But as always, we are going to stand by on our analysis for Bitcoin, albeit we can tell that the market is going to trade sideways until the stockpile has been consumed or it has been overcame by the buyers. Okay. So now let's go to Ethereum. So Ethereum is up 0.65%, 0.69. Last trade was $1,031.40. So even with Ethereum, the market came all the way up towards the high from yesterday, which was acting as resistance, almost $1,100. So in around $1,100 is resistance for Ethereum. Stockpile is still coming in on today's daily price bar as we are doing this video. So that tells us again that we will need to see precursors of strength around $1,100 in order for Ethereum to continue to move higher. That is a definite area of resistance that we can definitely see on this chart. Currently, the market is not honoring the $1,100 area, so that's why it is falling. Market can find support in or around $1,000 though. But just like with our analysis with Bitcoin, we're going to stand by in our analysis for Ethereum, albeit the market is just simply trading within a range as we are doing our analysis. And the market will have to break through $1,080, $1,100 in order for them to move higher. So we need to see precursors of strength around $1,080. And if we do, then we know for sure that Ethereum will be moving higher. But currently we're not getting that. So our analysis for Ethereum is just to stand by until we get that particular precursors of strength. Until then, the market's just going to trade sideways, and currently it looks like that's between 1,000 to all the way back up to 1,080. Okay, it might even go lower than that, back down to 960, and the same goes for Bitcoin as well. It can move lower. So now let's go to Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash is up 3.23%. Last trade was $1,777.70. So just like with Ethereum and Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash is doing the same thing. We are getting stockpile as Bitcoin Cash is trying to move higher. One of the things that I would like to see at the conclusion of these bars for today is if it closes higher than the previous close, that is another plus for the market to move higher. So looking at the 3-hour bar for Bitcoin Cash, just like with Ethereum and Bitcoin, the market is just trading sideways currently. So our analysis is for them to continue to move sideways. So we're going to say or stand by on our analysis for Bitcoin Cash. Resistance is around $1,870, $1,900. So pay attention to that. We need to get precursors of strength on the next couple of 3-hour bars in order for these cryptocurrencies as a whole to continue to move higher. And all of them are trading towards area resistance for today as of now that I'm doing this video. So it seems as if $1,700 or even $1,600 can be support for Bitcoin Cash, or even it could go lower than that. Those are just initial support areas that we can eye and see Bitcoin Cash possibly coming to touch. Okay, but currently our analysis for Bitcoin Cash as well is just to stand by until we get more confirmations of precursors of strength appearing around that area of resistance, and as of now we do not have that. So now let's go to Ripple. So Ripple is up 24.59%. Last trade was $1.58. So the market for Ripple as well is getting stockpile around the area of resistance, $1.60. We are getting stockpile entering the market now. 3-hour bar, you guys can tell, especially this 3-hour bar closes below the previous close, then Ripple will continue to move lower, and it might just find support around these particular low, this low, which was 155, or these particular lows, which is $1.53. So even around maybe $1.50 could be support for Ripple. But currently the analysis is telling us that it is still getting hit with a lot of sellers in the market as it is trading around the area of resistance. So Ripple, our analysis is to stand by. We are waiting to see which other market participants are going to be successful, whether it's going to be moving higher, the buyers, or whether it's going to be moving lower, the sellers. Okay, so I'll move to a 1 hour bar real quick. So even on the 1 hour bar, we're getting hit with a lot of stockpile around $1.70 all the way down to $1.60. The market has to consume all of that stockpile before it's going to move higher. So the market may come back down to $1.50 before it moves higher again. Okay. But even currently on the 1 hour bars, we're not getting a lot of precursors of strength as Ripple is trying to move higher. As long as Ripple trades sideways, that is a benefit for the buyers into moving price higher. So now let's go to Litecoin. So Litecoin is up 1.80%. Last trade was $192.78. Again, same story, just a different chart. Stockpile is coming in on Litecoin around $200. Volume is also lighter for all of these altcoins today, so keep that in mind as well. 3 hour bars for Litecoin. Market is bouncing around area resistance, getting hit with stockpile as we're doing this video. So our analysis for Litecoin as well as to stand by. The market could come all the way back down to $180 all the way back down to 170 or even lower than that. Okay, it all is dependent on the amount of sellers we're going to get as the market is trading around $200 to 190. Okay, and if the market continues just to trade sideways over the next couple of hours without falling, then expect these cryptocurrencies to move higher. But right now we're standing by on our analysis for Litecoin as well. 1 hour bars, we are definitely getting stockpile in the market, but it is bouncing on support $190. That is very imperative in order for Litecoin to continue to move higher. So if Litecoin stays above $190, then expect them to continue to move higher. Currently we are getting some buyers on this current 1 hour bar. If this bar moves closer towards the high, then it is a higher probability that price will be moving higher. But right now, our analysis is just to stand by. So now let's go to Dash. So Dash is up 6.11%. Last trade was $844.40. Daily price bar for Dash tells us that stockpile is still coming in as the area is trading around resistance, $900. It is good to see though that the market is still closing well above the close from yesterday in Dash. 3 hour bars is showing us as well we're getting more precursors of weakness here around $900, $880. The market is not honoring that in order for it to break through. Once we have concluded with all of the selling around $840 to $880, then expect Dash to continue to move higher. Now it is a good thing to see that we receive all of this volume on this particular bar, but the market didn't move lower from there. The market just simply consumed all of the selling that occurred on that previous 3 hour bar. That is one of the good things to see, but we're not out the woods yet. The market can come all the way back down to $800 or even $760 in the short term. But definitely the market is giving us indications that it wants to move higher in Dash. Look at the 1 hour bar real quick. So definitely the market is, we're going to have to stand by, but we are definitely feeling that the market is wanting to move higher in Dash. It might just come up to $900 or back up to this area resistance, $880 again, and then it might fall from there. But definitely we're getting more signs that the market is wanting to move higher. But like I said, we're not out the woods yet for these particular cryptocurrencies. So now let's go to Neo. So Neo was down 1.52% last trade, $146.72. So the market is literally trying to find a balance between the buyers and sellers in Neo. Market went all the way up to 160, went all the way down to 127, and now currently it is closing right here towards the open of today's trading, or the formation of today's bar. So 3-hour bars for Neo. Market is still getting more stockpile coming in around 160. Market is finding support right now in and around $145, which is a pretty good thing to see, but we're still in a precursors of weakness stage right now. The market is trying to buy it up, but right now they're not being successful. So you just had to be cautious into thinking that these cryptocurrencies, including Neo, is going to be moving higher. It will have to break. First, it's going to have to come back up to 150 and move higher than that, or even the next area will be 160 in order for Neo to break through once again. So we're still getting stockpile in Neo as well. So our analysis for Neo in the short term is for them to move lower, $140 or even lower than that. We can see 130 all the way back down to 110. It is all dependent on the amount of volume that appears on these 3-hour bars. But definitely we're not getting a lot of interest in higher prices in Neo as well. Yeah, definitely we're not getting a lot of interest in higher prices in Neo. So our analysis for them to move lower, first area could be around 140, just like this previous low did. So this could have been the actual low now. If this current 1-hour bar closes above the previous one, then definitely this is the low, $141.60. But if it closes below this completed close, then expect Neo to continue to move lower. So now let's go to Monero. So Monero is up 3.37%. Last trade was $321.11. So kind of like with Neo, the market moved higher, moved lower throughout the trading day. Currently, it is closed right around the open from today's forming daily price bar. So 3-hour bars for Monero is also telling us that the market is finding resistance around $340. Stockpile, push to go down bars. We're getting it all around $340 in Monero. So you guys need to be cautious of that fact. We need precursors of strength around $340 in Monero in order for them to move higher. So we're just going to stand by in Monero until we start getting more precursors of strength. But currently the market is just trading sideways. So whenever we get sideways trading action, we're going to stand by in our analysis, because we are literally waiting on reading the market to give us a direction in which it wants to go. The market is banging against $340 as resistance. So that lets us know, at least for the time being, that the market is not ready to move higher in Monero. Okay. So the market can definitely come right back down to where it's trading now, $321 as support, but definitely we can see it moving lower than that, 300 all the way back down towards $283, $285. Okay. Look at the 1-hour bar real quick. So even on the 1-hour bar, the last bar, we did get a push to go down bar, but there are buyers that try to support the market around $320. So if this current 1-hour bar closes above this previous close, expect Monero to move higher. If not, expect them to continue to move lower. And then that next low can be around $305, okay, to find support in and around $300 to $305. If those points do not hold and it continues to give us more precursors of weakness, then definitely expect Monero to move lower from that point as well. So now the last one is going to be Cardano. So Cardano is also getting hit with a lot of stockpile around 76. We forecasted that yesterday in our video. On the 3-hour bars, let's see what type of picture we have. So definitely 70 cents is acting as resistance in Cardano. If this current bar closes below the low of this bar, then definitely expect Cardano to come right back down to 60 cents. Okay. But just like with all the other cryptocurrencies, we are getting a lot of precursors of weakness around that resistance area, letting us know that the market is not yet ready to move higher. So you guys got to be cautious of that fact. Let me look at the 1-hour bar real quick. So definitely, even on the 1-hour bar, we're getting a lack of precursors of strength around that 70 cents area. So the market is not ready to move higher in Cardano at this time, and especially if this bar closes lower than the previous one, then expect Cardano to come back down to 60 cents at least. It might come just to 61 or 62 cents. Okay. So that's all we have for our cryptocurrency market analysis today, being January the 18th, 2018. And guys, remember, we're not out the woods yet. We need to get precursors of strength bars around all of these area resistance that I mentioned today in our video in order for us to continue to move higher in price. As I am doing this video, we are getting more precursors of weakness around that resistance area, which is telling us that the market is not ready to go up. Okay. Now it could change over the next couple of hours after I post this video to YouTube. So keep that in mind. But currently, as we're doing our video now, we are not getting a lot of indications that the market is wanting to move higher. So that's what we have to say for today, guys. Stay profitable. Keep it tuned in here. Appreciate all the new subscribers. Continue to watch to grab some understanding of what the market is going to do without causing you any confusion. That is our point and our mission here on being on this channel, is to eliminate confusion, to show you guys with high probability and precision where the market is likely to go. Okay. So that's all we have for today, guys. Stay profitable, and I will talk to you all later.